His best finish in about 4 years, since August of '07, so a long time coming. He made a 2-tire call on that last pit stop, and it worked for you. How big of a call was that going down the stretch?
I don't think it was that big of a gamble, really. I mean, we took 2 earlier in the race and got some track position and was able to drive up, towards 5th or 6th before we got tangled up with Harvick there a little bit. But, overall, just a great night for Napa Toyota. We had a lot of speed on the longer runs, and I was telling you before, we drive up to 8th or 7th at about every run, and we were off a little bit on the restarts. Took me 4 or 5 laps to get going, and I'd lose a couple spots, and take me the whole run to get them back. And pretty much all the long runs we were as fast as the leaders or faster all night long. Just couldn't get there. And that 2 tires got us up there. And once again, I couldn't run Brad for 5 or 6 laps, and just too tight on them restarts. And he checked out, and then we just kind of maintained. But great night for all of us on our Napa Toyota, and just got to thank Schick and Bass Pro and all our sponsors. Everybody makes this deal possible. All the guys back at MWR working really, really hard. We've had a real up and down season, and we've had some bright spots. We've had some really, really tough days, but those guys have continued to work hard and stuff behind us, and just want to thank all them and Rob and Michael and everybody, and just keep plugging away. It's nice to have a good finish, and again, thanks to all the guys in Napa.
They delivered tonight. 2nd place for Martin Truex Jr. Dave? Jeff Gordon, 3rd place. Just had, I'd say, more smile discussion with 3 or 4 guys that he had some tussles with tonight that I've seen a long time at Bristol. Talk about all the leading and then having to give up the lead on pit road, and then Jeff not being able to get it back.
Yeah, I knew when we, Matt was strong, and the 2 was really strong there in the run right before that last one. I wasn't too worried about the guys on 2 tires, so I was a little bit surprised we weren't able to get by Martin. He was really strong on the top, but man, me and Matt and Jimmy fought so hard there for what was that 3rd or 4th position, and we used up a lot of our stuff, and Brad was just able to go out there and cruise. But we had an awesome drive in Hunger Chevrolet tonight. I'm so proud of these guys. I tell you, the pit road thing is interesting here. I think they got to look at that, because qualifying becomes such a premium, and we qualified pretty good. We had a pretty good stall, but if you looked at how the 2 and the 17 were able to shoot out there, it's I think it kind of defeats the purpose of a pit road speed, but that's not what cost us. I mean, we just didn't get it done on the racetrack. We had a great battle, heck of a race car, led a lot of laps. Brad did a great job, and Martin did a great job of holding me off there in 2nd. We raced hard and slid around a bunch, so it was a lot of fun. Great night for us. Proud of my guys, Alan, everybody. What an awesome race car. Can't wait to go to Atlanta.
Fun to watch as well. Jeff now 6th in points, 93 ahead of 11, heading to Atlanta next week. Jamie?
And Jimmie Johnson tied in points for the lead, but because of wins, he is 2nd. Is it a relief or what? You clinched a spot in the chase, obviously, at this point. 2 races to go, Jimmy. You had a good night. Pit road, the guys were solid. Take us through your night.
Yeah, we had a very solid night all night long. Just very, very proud of the effort and the way we've been building all season long to getting ourselves ready for the chase. And I think we're real close and we're there. Sprint, I got to thank them and all that they do for our sport, and I'm very honored to have been in every chase that's ever been around. So hopefully I can get in there and do my job with this Lowe's Chevrolet once again, and I know my team's going to be ready, and we're going for that 6th championship. So very excited to lock in tonight and up there with Kyle on the points, and we'll go to these next 2 and see if we can get a W.
All right, next week it's business as usual, but he is going to be breathing a sigh of relief at Richmond.
Jamie, thanks. As the post-race fireworks give the fans one final show on the night here in Thunder Valley as they begin to make their way toward the parking lots. We look ahead now from tonight's race, the 2 races to go before the field that will compete for NASCAR's championship this year is determined. And tonight we had some people who advanced, obviously, and we had some people who didn't help their cause at all.
No, we came in here talking about Dale Jr., Tony Stewart, Clint Boyer. What were they going to do? Well, Dale Jr. had an okay night, but Boyer and Tony Stewart kind of had equally bad nights and really didn't do anything as far as that 10th spot and Boyer trying to get in. So a little bit surprising for both of those very good short track racers.
Yeah, Tony, he dodges a bullet because really the only guy right behind him that can knock him out was Clint Boyer. Well, his night was just horrible, and like I said, they just kind of went. I get what Brad called a pillow fight tonight. So they go to the next race and try to see what they can do there.
And as far as the race had a pattern to it. Jeff Gordon and Matt Kenseth did most of the dominating all night, but but when it came right down to the last run of the race, it was somebody else who ended up taking home the trophy.
Yeah, and I think because of what Jeff was talking about, that pit road, Brad Keselowski did a great job. He did his homework, knew exactly what he needed to do. That got him in position to take advantage of that restart and get out front.
And one thing I've seen about Brad Keselowski, even back in the Nationwide Series, is just how he hangs in there. He's so tough. He hangs in there all night long, and he's able to take advantage of a situation like we saw with his sticker getting him out and him getting that lucky break, kind of get out front of these other guys that were faster mostly than him all night.
Who saw this coming? That this young man would be such a story over these summer months and become such a factor, yes, for the championship this fall. Brad Keselowski with another win tonight, this time the race here at Bristol. Brad, one of the drivers that will go to Atlanta next week and race in that finale of the Sprint Summer Showdown. That's next Sunday night on that very fast mile-and-a-half track. Coverage on the ESPN. Tickets available by going to NASCAR.com/tickets. Then it's on to the Chase deciding race at Richmond. And the 10-race run to the title begins at Chicagoland, New Hampshire, Dover, Kansas, and on right on down through the finale in South Florida. And we hope you can join us at the track for some of the races remaining in this 2011 season. Well, Matt Kenseth, one of the guys that was a dominator on the night, but didn't get the trophy, Dave.
110 laps led tonight, Alan, and yet it wasn't enough, Matt. You had brake issues early on, and what happened late in the race that kept you back?
We just got off a little bit our handle, and Jeff and I got together up there, and then by the time we got all that done, I kind of got past, lost a couple spots there. So, but yeah, I fought the brakes all day, and I wasn't very good for about 20 laps, and then all of a sudden you could run, but it was just so difficult to pass on hot tires. So they had to get it done in those first 20 laps. So really the good qualifying effort, the great pit stall and great pit stops kind of kept us where we were all night. So there was moments in the race where it seemed pretty good, and then other moments where we were just kind of hanging on.
Well, they hung on. They finished 6th and moved up 2 spots in the points. Jamie Little?
And it was all about handling for Carl Edwards, too. He was fastest in both practices, and you just missed getting the pole this weekend, Carl. But you guys were loose for quite a while. Oh, you're getting a payback from Matt Kenseth. They're kicking each other, having a good time out here. But overall, it was a good night. But take us through the handling situations and how much it changed.
I hope that was his foot. We had a good night. A good performance, not a good result. You know, we had an Aflac Dental on the car, and the first mission was not to knock the teeth out of the front of that paint scheme, and we did that. We made it to the end. But we struggled all night. We were loose off. I mean, I'd come off the corner, have the throttle down, and the rear tires would just, I mean, they would light up. And so we'd go on those long runs, and it was very difficult, but we had good pit stops, good strategy, and we locked into the chase. So that was huge. You know, that's the first mission of the season, and we accomplished that. But I'm looking forward to Atlanta.
You know, a lot of people are looking at your results for the last 8 weeks, and they're kind of going, what's up with this team? Well, Bob Osborne said there's no panic. You guys have been doing R&D for the chase. Are you okay with that and where you guys stand?
Yeah, I am. I mean, we've won races. We know how to do that. I feel like we've led the points for a long time, but what we have to do is we have to close the deal. We have to put together 10 races with no mistakes and the best equipment we can. So Bob Osborne's a very smart guy. We've got a lot of engineers back there at the shop behind him, and you know, if they say that's the plan, then I'm with them, and I just hope it works out.
All right, Carl Edwards is in the chase. Doc?
Denny Hamlin needed a comeback race, and Denny, you got it tonight. A good effort by you guys for a 7th place finish.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to be happy with 7th, but I tell you, we did a great job. We had about 10 seconds to repair our car from the damage when we got spun, or else our night was over. We were going to go a lap down, and that was going to be it. But the pit crew did an amazing job. The guys fixing the car did an amazing job. Mike did a great job of getting our adjustments better and better as the day went on, and we just slowly worked our way back to the front there.
It seemed like you had a couple of bumps out there, but you maintained your composure, even apologized one time to Carl Edwards. What does this kind of effort do for you guys headed to Atlanta and in Richmond in terms of the chase?
Well, this is, you know, really on track was about the most patient I'd been since my rookie year. I just knew that I knew what I had to do, and you know, I hate racing not 100%, you know, going all out, but going all out is what got me in trouble last week. So, you know, this is the type of finishes and these are the type of days that we need with our FedEx team to put ourselves in a position to fight for a championship later on. And you know, if we just get past these 2 weeks right here smooth like this week, we'll be just fine.
A good effort tonight, bud.
Thank you.
Well, the NASCAR Now Roundtable on Monday certainly has a few things to talk about from tonight's race. You can catch that Monday night on ESPN2 at midnight Eastern. Then next weekend, we are in Atlanta. The NASCAR Nationwide Series is Saturday night at 7 Eastern on ESPN2. And, of course, the Sprint Cup Series race on ESPN, 6:30 Eastern on ESPN. Brad Keselowski did it again, guys.
He dominated. There's no doubt about that. I mean, dominating the last 4 races. The guy's been fantastic. But I tell you, the guy that really impressed me tonight, Nicole, with Jeff Gordon, leading 206 laps tonight, Brad. Very good. 2 other guys, Martin Truex and Jamie McMurray, those guys are not in the top 20 in points, but they...
Clint Boyer and Tony Stewart, man, I cannot get over how poorly they ran tonight. The pressure is on when we go to Atlanta next week.
Pressure is on. It'll be interesting to see how this chase situation unfolds. Keep in mind, 4 drivers clinched tonight. They joined Kyle Busch, who's already in. We will see you next weekend from Atlanta. Congratulations once again to Brad Keselowski. Thank you for watching ESPN on ABC. We'll see you in a week.